think we are live. So, um, just gonna send this out to Twitter and get a couple people in here, and we'll get this rolling. So, just chill out here for a couple minutes, and we'll get rolling with this. Oh, just a second. It's not gonna be that long. It should be about 30 minutes. Gonna go over the all-out card tonight, and we're gonna talk more about CM Punk. Just waiting for a couple people to get in here. I just sent um, some stuff out to Twitter. If there's not a lot of people in here, then I'm sure they'll catch it afterwards before the show comes on tonight. So I have no issue with that either. Just gonna wait for a few till we get some people in here. Gonna wait around 5 minutes. Talk about also what Tony Khan said to address Collision last night. What he addressed to start Collision last night. I am your host, of course, Joseph Conlon. This is the Big Fight Fuel channel. Tonight is the AEW All Out pay-per-view live from Chicago in what's expected to be a rowdy United Center tonight. I'm a little skeptical that I do think the crowd is going to have a huge part of this show. At the end of Collision last night, how convenient that Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, ran out to save FTR and they got booed out of the building. And then they went to go shake FTR's hand, and FTR was cheered for not shaking their hands. So they returned the favor from what the Bucks did at All In. That crowd tonight is going to absolutely hate Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So it's going to be a rowdy crowd tonight. I really don't know what to expect. It's like a loose cannon. So, we're going to wait a couple minutes, about 3 more minutes. See if we get some people in here. If not, I'm sure they'll catch it after the stream is over, and catch it before the pay-per-view starts tonight. Also, Matt Jackson took a victory lap around the ring when Collision went off the air, which I thought was pretty childish. If it's my opinion, I thought that came off pretty childish. Crowd hated it, of course, but what are you gonna do? Whether you're watching in the live chat or you're watching after the live stream, I hope everybody is having a great Sunday. We're also 1 week away from the NFL season, which is very exciting. That's very, very exciting. Okay, I'm sure there'll be some people who catch the stream after it's over, which I have no issue with at all. Um, People are doing stuff on a Sunday afternoon too, probably running errands and cooking dinner and all that stuff. So they'll catch it after the live stream before the pay per view starts tonight. We're just gonna get live. We're just gonna get right into it. Um, I don't think that. I don't think this won't be too long. Probably 30 minutes tops because I got to save the energy for the pay per view tonight. I expect a lot to happen. I don't know how the show is going to be. At the end of the day, I just want a really fun show. I just want a fun pay per view. It's a tough challenge for Tony Khan. I did, and many people gave him the slogan after last week's All In of Mr. Pay Per View. But if he can overcome this and all this debacle drama with CM Punk and his firing, then I will give Tony his flowers, man. But I think tonight is going to be a tough challenge to make that Chicago crowd care about what you were doing. And instead of not getting sidetracked by CM Punk chants and all that stuff, I'm sure it'll be all hands on deck trying to get rid of the posters and all that stuff because security was taking posters away from fans who had CM Punk related posters. I'm sure that'll be uh, happening again tonight. Um, it'll be a tough challenge. The card is decent, in my opinion. I just hope it's a fun show. I just want a fun. I just want a good 4 hours of wrestling. That's gonna make me forget about all this CM Punk drama. Now, Tony Khan did address. He did address CM Punk last night on Collision to open the show, and I don't what we've heard that happened backstage this week. I think there's more into it, man. Um, I really do think there's more into it um, with this whole drama because Tony said never in his life he's gone to wrestling shows for 30 years and he's produced wrestling shows for 4 years. And he said never in his life has he felt that his security, his safety, and his life, yes, his life was in danger. Now is him saying his him saying his life is in danger going overboard a little bit, in my opinion. It could be a little bit, but I do think that's a little bit of an over exaggeration. But the fact that he said that his life was in danger, um, what's up, Chris? Thank you for joining today. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. Thank you. But the fact that Tony went out there and said that his life is in danger, I mean, I don't think we got the full story of what happened. I think there's more to the situation, and there's reports that came out all this morning on the internet. I'm going to read them to you right now. Um, what's up, Kristen? Hit the like button if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. Um, my problem with All Out is not Punk. It's the fact that he somehow mismanaged it by having All In a week before. Yeah, that is a problem with the build. Uh, it's the fact that we're coming off a big wrestling show and like there's no world title match, which I don't think there's a need for a world title match, but I totally get your point there, Kristen. AEW will be just fine without CM Punk. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm a little worried about Collision, but if we, I, there's reports going out that Andrew Zarian saying that the soft split is going to stop now that CM Punk is not in the company, and guys like Brian Danielson and the Young Bucks, like you saw last night, are going to be on Collision. So we'll see. I think they'll be fine too, but I'm a little worried about Collision, especially the ratings. I'm not really a ratings guy. I don't really care about ratings, but I am worried about the star power that Collision will have. So does that make Collision now Danielson's baby instead of Punk's? I don't know. I think having a guy like Brian Danielson would be great for Collision. I really do. I think Brian on Collision every week would be great. Put the Blackpool Combat Club on Collision. I think that's great. I would really love that. Um, Jericho, Danielson, Moxley carrying AEW. Don't forget about MJF and Adam Cole. They're doing fantastic stuff right now with their storyline going on in AEW. But I want to read you a couple reports that's been going on with CM Punk in the last couple hours. This was tweeted 4 hours ago. This is according to Nick Hausman. Sports Illustrated reports that sources close to both sides expect a response from CM Punk after the announcement of his firing by AEW yesterday, which holds the potential to be explosive. Whoa. Um, I don't know. It could be another situation where he goes on to some podcast and he talks about his time in AEW and all this backstage shenanigans, or he just puts out a letter and he combats against what the release from AEW and Tony Khan said yesterday. And maybe, I don't know, if Tony Khan is not going to pay CM Punk his contract, which is millions and millions of dollars, maybe CM Punk tries to sue AEW. I don't know. Maybe he gets a podcast that he's on a podcast talking about this. Maybe I wouldn't be even shocked if there's a lawsuit that's coming out with CM Punk against AEW. But this is not going away, folks. For the people that are in the chat, the people that are going to be watching later on before All Out tonight, this is not going away. People are going to be talking about this for weeks. People are going to be talking about this for months. People might even be talking about this for years, like they did when he left WWE and was gone from professional wrestling for 7 years. Let's get into the second topic. Let me read the chat real quick. MJF and Adam Cole are amazing. Or what are they going to do? A full scrap of Collision and bring back Elevation and Dark? That's not happening. Collision, Warner Media has invested too much into Collision, and they're just gonna have to start from scratch and get rid of the soft brand split. If Punk is retired now, does this mean Punk for uh, POTUS 2024 with his slogan "Free Pepsi Forever"? Uh, I'm not sure. I do think that Punk is gone. Um, I don't think WWE is ever going to take him back. And it's funny. It's funny because when CM Punk left WWE in 2014, everybody looked at him as a hero because he wasn't everybody else in the locker room. He didn't suck up to the WWE machine. He didn't suck up to management. He wasn't like everyone else on the roster. He wasn't everyone's cup of tea. And when he gave Vince McMahon a hard time and he gave Triple H a hard time, they didn't want to deal with it. And they made it so personal, they fired him on his wedding day. Vince McMahon did not do that by accident. That was done on purpose. And everybody in the wrestling world looked at CM Punk as a hero. And by the end of the day, WWE was not the problem. Just like AEW was not the problem. CM Punk was the issue in all of this. So, there you go. I'll always be a huge fan of Punk, but him as a person, nah. Absolutely. CM Punk is one of my favorite performers of all time. And when he was out there cutting a promo or he's out there doing a match, I would always pay attention. But now his backstage antics, his ego got to him, Chris. So let's talk about the second thing that came out. It was again from Sports Illustrated. They also report that CM Punk was not dismissed solely because of his backstage altercation with Jack Perry last week in London at AEW All In, though that did not help his cause. His firing came from Tony Khan, felt physically threatened by Punk at All In during his attempt to get Punk refocused on the match. Again, there was reports that because of this, because of the altercation with Jack Perry, CM Punk did not want to go out for his match against Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe had to pull him aside, calm him down, tell him to be a professional and go do your job. And that's exactly what happened. But now with all this, I don't know how CM Punk, I don't know what his state of mind was going into this match, but it couldn't have been great. The match was good. They put on a good match, but I don't know. Maybe looking back at it, they could have done better. I don't really know. But let's continue. Unlike prior occasions, Khan was not able to effectively communicate or reason with Punk. An eyewitness account supporting Khan's claim further ended any chance that CM Punk would return to AEW. Again, it was a unanimous decision for people ahead in this meeting uh, that CM Punk would be terminated from AEW, and that most people in AEW wanted CM Punk out of there, which, again, can you blame them? After all of this, I don't really know if you can, and it sucks, but it's for the best, I guess. It's for the best for everybody in this situation. But we're gonna talk about All Out in a little bit. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about CM Punk. Um, Still shocked over it, still upset over it, but it had to be done. Um, to say WWE is never taking Punk back, I guess we'll see. As Cody essentially created a new rival promotion that was built on dissing WWE and smashing the throne, and now he's back. Cody's a way different story than CM Punk. Cody didn't have much creative going on in AEW, and he felt like he would be positioned better in WWE, and to his credit, he is. CM Punk, completely different story. He was a headache for WWE when he got released. When he signed to AEW, there were people in WWE that was like good for AEW. Let him be their headache, and that's exactly what there was. And to give WWE their credit, they were absolutely right about this CM Punk decision. He gave a headache to WWE. He gave a headache to AEW, and now he's gone from AEW and he's never going back to WWE, and he's probably retired. He's probably done with professional wrestling because there's not another company out there who's going to be able to afford CM Punk with his asking price. And now he's been fired from WWE and he's been fired from AEW. I don't think there's no coming back. WWE is not going to take back CM Punk. And if they were to take back CM Punk, I think that a lot of some people in the company would leave WWE. That's just my opinion. Um, are you going to do a live stream for the pay per view tonight? No, I am not, but I will do a review after the pay per view is over, which would be up hopefully about an hour and a half after the show. So I'm not going to do a live stream during the pay per view. I'm just going to sit back, relax. Hopefully enjoy a good pay per view, and then I'll do a post review after the show goes off the air. So that answers that. All right, brother. Appreciate you, Chris. So it just all sucks, man. It's really unfortunate, and and I see people's reactions on Twitter. You have the camp who's happy, and they're like, "Oh my God, Tony Khan finally grew a set. He fired CM Punk. CM Punk was a locker room cancer. CM Punk created a toxic environment. People acting like it's the best day in AEW history." You have the other camp that's upset, basically the CM Punk stan accounts that are upset, never watching AEW again, never supporting AEW again, and is just done with wrestling. You have those people, um, I think there's more people that are happy that CM Punk is gone from AEW. And that's not to take away that we are now still living in a dark time in AEW. It's just not going to take, this is not, we're not, this won't be taken care of overnight. This is going to take weeks. This might even take months to, um, to fix the situation, to fix the environment in AEW. It's not gonna go overnight like that. Um, I'm just hoping we don't get any more backstage altercations that now that he's gone, because to be fair, we didn't hear any of this shit before CM Punk came to AEW. This all started at Brawl Out last year, and how convenient that we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the Brawl Out incident between CM Punk and the Elite, and CM Punk gets fired from AEW. It's quite ironic. And also, I want to bring this up, and then we're going to get into All Out real quick. Um, this promo that Jon Moxley cut over a year ago when he was feuding with CM Punk for the AEW World Championship. He said this. Excuse me. You should take the time and really enjoy CM Punk while he's here, because he's not going to be here much longer. Fragile ego, fragile mind, and a fragile body. That's what Jon Moxley said on AEW Dynamite a year ago. And he's right. He was right. His ego was too big. I think he had more. I think there's more to this incident than what's came out on this whole CM Punk backstage stuff. I think there's more that happened with this Jack Perry situation. Thank you for stopping by, Chris. I hope you enjoy All Out tonight, brother. There's way more to this incident than what's being reported. They're just not leaking it to the media, which, I mean, with all that we've heard this week, there is somebody in AEW who has loose lips and just can't keep shit to themselves. But, I mean, he's not wrong, Moxley. He's not wrong. So, that's all the stuff I got about CM Punk. I made a 40-minute video yesterday about my thoughts about it. If you want to um, check it out on the channel. It's available to you guys. Be sure to go ahead and check that out. Let's get into All Out, which starts in less than 4 hours. 0 hour begins at 7 o'clock. We have 3 buy-in matches, 0 hour matches, which was announced last night on Collision. We have a charity over the budget battle royal. They did not announce the names for it, but we have a battle royal. On 0 hour, we have Hikaru Shida teaming up with Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue against Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante. And also on 0 hour, we have Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh challenging the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass for the AEW Trios titles, with Dennis Rodman in the corner of the Acclaimed. Let's get into the actual main card of All Out tonight. Kick things off with the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. MJF and Adam Cole defending against John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. I thought this match was going to be the Kingdom, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. It would make perfect sense. I guess that they are saving that match for a different time. But as far as tonight, I'm going to take Adam Cole and MJF to retain the Ring of Honor tag team titles. And I do think it's going to be a really good match because John Silver and Alex Reynolds, they are super overrated. MJF and Adam Cole, they're the most over thing in wrestling right now. And I think they're going to retain the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Ricky Starks, he's going up against Bryan Danielson in a strap match. And I actually feel bad about the Ricky Starks. He cut a promo on Collision last night talking how he's tired of starting over and like, here we go again. And he said he's so frustrated, he's tired, he's upset about all of this. I think this was towards the CM Punk situation. And he says there's so much he could say that he feel like he wants to cry, but he's not going to because he's a man and he's a professional that has a job to do. I feel for Ricky Starks, man. If there's anyone I feel bad for in this situation, it is Ricky Starks. He was supposed to face CM Punk on this show. This was his big match against Punk in Punk's hometown for the Real World title. Probably main eventing All Out. And all this CM Punk drama happened, and he gets suspended, and he ends up getting fired, and Ricky's in the dust. But if there's a replacement that you want waiting in your back pocket, it is Bryan Danielson. And I think they made the best out of a shitty situation. And I guess Bryan Danielson, he got cleared earlier than expected because he's going out there tonight and he's wrestling Ricky Starks in a strap match, which I think a win for Ricky Starks would do wonders for him. And now that CM Punk is gone, he should be one of the main focuses on Collision. So I'm taking Ricky Starks to beat Bryan Danielson because I think a win for Ricky would do more for him than a win for Bryan Danielson over Ricky Starks. Samoa Joe defending the Ring of Honor Television Championship against Shane Taylor. I really don't think this match should be on the show. There's too many matches to begin with. There's 10 matches. They could have saved this for a different show. They could have saved this for a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. But I'm going to take Samoa Joe to retain over Shane Taylor. FTR and the Young Bucks against Bullet Club Gold. Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns. I think the crowd is going to be super into this match for all the wrong reasons. Shitting all over the Young Bucks, chanting F the Young Bucks and all this stuff. I'm going to take Bullet Club Gold because, as I've been saying, these guys, especially Jay and Juice, are the MVPs of Collision. And they're doing so good right now that I think they should be built back up in the tag team division and they should take the AEW tag team titles from FTR at Full Gear. And you got to start it right here. So I'm taking Bullet Club Gold to get this win. Eddie Kingston and Shibata, they're going up against Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. And Eddie got the win on Wednesday over Yuta. And they're bringing Shibata in for this match. I don't really know why. But I think the Blackpool Combat Club need a win here. So I'm going to take Claudio and Wheeler Yuta to get this win. Ruby Soho challenging Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship. I think there's far more to do with Chris Statlander's reign. It's kind of weird how she was in the middle of a feud with Mercedes Martinez, and they kind of just went away from it to get her in this match with Ruby at the pay-per-view and all that. They kind of just went away from that feud, and I was very confused by that. So I'm going to take Statlander here. I think there's going to be more conflict in the Outcast. I'm hoping this is going to lead to the Outcast splitting away from each other, which would be great because it's not working. it hasn't worked, and it's for the best that they split, I think. So I'm taking Chris Statlander to retain. Um, the match that I am looking forward to the most on this All Out pay per view is Kenny Omega one on one with Konosuke Takeshita. Kenny Omega, probably the best wrestler in AEW, one of the best wrestlers in AEW. Takeshita, one of the rising stars in AEW. You give these guys 25 to 30 minutes, and you will get a 5-star match. I'm telling you right now. And Takeshita got the win at All In, and I see people predicting Kenny Omega winning this match, which makes sense. But if you really want to go all in, if you want to go all out, no pun intended, with Konosuke Takeshita and get him to the next level that he needs to be in AEW, and you want to make Don Callis more insufferable on AEW television, Konosuke Takeshita needs to win this match. And I think he will. I'm taking Takeshita. And I actually think the crowd is going to go for Takeshita in this match because they are in Chicago. And Chicago hates the Elite. So I'm taking Takeshita. Powerhouse Hobbs against Miro. Both guys really need this win. Miro didn't have much direction on Collision. And he's in a proper feud now with Hobbs. And I really can't remember the last time Powerhouse Hobbs won a meaningful match on TV. He lost the TNT Championship to Wardlow. He lost in the Owen Hart Cup tournament to Ricky Starks. I'm going to take Miro because I think the whole point of this is to split Powerhouse Hobbs from QT Marshall. And he still has some affiliation with him. And I think Miro gets the win because for Hobbs to get away from QT Marshall, QT is going to accidentally cost him the match, and Hobbs is going to go ballistic. And I think we get a babyface Powerhouse Hobbs on Collision, which I don't think is a bad thing because people want to cheer for Powerhouse Hobbs. Darby Allin, he's challenging Luchasaurus for the TNT Championship, not Christian Cage. Luchasaurus is the TNT champion. And while Christian goes around and he carries the championship and he pretends like he's the TNT champion, I think it's really good television on Saturday nights. I really like this feud. I've been enjoying what these guys are doing. You have Nick Wayne in the mix now. Nick Wayne is going to be in the corner of Darby Allin. I don't know what that's going to play into with the match, but I'm not taking the title away from Christian Cage. I think it's too early. I think there's more to do with that title with those guys. There's another story to tell. And I don't think Darby Allin needs to be the TNT champion. I'm taking Luchasaurus to beat Darby. And in the main event of All Out, Orange Cassidy defends the International Championship against Jon Moxley. And we've had 11 months, 31 title defenses for Orange Cassidy, and he's defeated the names of Swerve Strickland, Zack Sabre Jr., Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, Jeff Jarrett, Kip Sabian, QT Marshall, Trent. He's had a couple good wins. And he cut a really passionate promo on Dynamite Wednesday, and he cut another passionate promo backstage on Collision last night. And he said when AEW was at its lowest point, Jon Moxley picked up AEW and put all the weight on his shoulders. And he says, I'm going to take the weight away from Jon Moxley and put it onto mine, which is a shot at CM Punk. But I really enjoyed that promo from Orange Cassidy Wednesday and last night. And if this is the end of his reign as the international champion, it was an incredible run. It was one of the best championship reigns in AEW. And I do think it is over. I think Orange Cassidy's time is done. And I think Jon Moxley is winning the international championship tonight. So I do think All Out is going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun night. I will be back on the channel here tonight reviewing the show. Not live, but about an hour after the show. I'll have the review uploaded here on the channel. But I'm going to get out of here. It's almost 3:30. So I got 3.5 hours to spare before All Out tonight. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me this afternoon. For those of you who came in the chat, or if you're just watching live, I appreciate you for coming through. For the people that are watching after the live stream, thank you very much. I'm going to get out of here. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. We got All Out review tonight after the show. You're not going to want to miss it. My thoughts on the pay-per-view tonight from Chicago. It's going to be a rowdy crowd, man. Chicago is going to be rowdy. So I got a lot. I'm going to have a lot to say tonight. So be sure to tune back in tonight. Comment down below your thoughts on the CM Punk situation, CM Punk being fired from AEW, and your predictions for All Out tonight. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter at comment_Joseph. I'm going to be live tweeting during All Out tonight. So keep up with what I'm saying over on Twitter. You got to follow me there. And I will see you later tonight for the All Out review. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. And I'm out. Peace. Enjoy the pay-per-view tonight.